Hello, hello. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to those of you who have been following me for some time, and welcome to anybody who kind of stumbles upon my channel, for the first time. I am Karen Monaco. I'm the owner and creator of the Lightworkers Co-op and the Wild Hearted Collective. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. But today I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about the function or the use of conscious choice when we're being faced with these divine messages of surrender, have faith, and let go. So in the summer of 2020, I had this word upgrade drop into my awareness. And this word really lit a fire in what at the time was an extremely broken heart of mine. I had been ghosted a couple months before by my mirror soul, and it was starting to feel like nothing was going to bring me back to life. And the only whispers and advice and guidance I was getting from people, from both humans and from my spiritual support team, was surrender, which every single time I heard it, I felt more and more disempowered. Up until then, I had, we all have these word of the years, or we all kind of select a word of the year when we enter a new time. And at that point, my word was magnetic. But I was becoming increasingly frustrated because I felt like I wasn't really calling in anything that was making me feel better, despite following all the rules with law of attraction. So after 2 days of sitting with this word upgrade, I made the decision to shift that into being my word of the year. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm an extremely rigid individual. If I set my word of the year as magnetic on January 1st, I for sure have every intention of using it until December 31st. But I couldn't ignore the call. I, of course, allowed my Aquarian, the inner Aquarian, to overthink it, but I couldn't find any reasons to not shift my word of the year into upgrade. It just felt really good. And in fact, let's go ahead and so you can experience that. Take a deep round of breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe close down your eyes, place your hand on your heart. And just continue to mindfully breathe in and breathe out. And then just start to imagine that word upgrade sitting right on the heart space. Really breathe into it, upgrade on the inhale. And as you exhale, just allow it to settle a little bit more, a little bit deeper into your heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale that word, upgrade, and let it go. And just tune in for a second how that felt. For me, I feel this instant lift, this instant perk come into my being. My energy gets shifted, my awareness becomes expansive. Okay. So I started to use this word upgrade in my daily life. I was holding decisions, relationships, choices, changes that I wanted to make. Everything started to get held up to this word upgrade. When I found myself facing a decision, I would sit and say, how does this actually enhance my life? If I choose this, what is the upgrade that I'm getting? If I was interested in making a change, I would sit and think, am I replacing what I have with something better? Relationships, this was a big one for me, and I had to spend a lot of time doing it. But I started to say, is this connection truly reflecting my true worth? And in those really sticky situations we all find ourselves in at times, I would sit and say, am I settling for less than what I want from this? So in addition to those questions that I was implementing and utilizing whenever I needed them, I started to work with the word upgrade at every single new moon to start identifying aspects of my life that I really wanted to change. I knew that I was friggin' tired of waiting for the miracles and blessings I was promised when I was channeling and in my cards. And, even when I went and had my healings, they were saying, oh, miracles are coming, blessings are coming. But I was tired of hearing that. I wanted to make conscious changes that helped me, or conscious choices that felt good in my body and in my life. I wanted to get out of that disempowered state and truly feel what it was like to be in my power. And I didn't feel like I was in my power with these messages of surrender. I felt like I had no power. So I'm sure by now you're like, okay, girl, what was your first upgrade? Well, it's kind of silly and it is an external thing that I did, but I actually threw out all of my old panties and I upgraded them with new ones from Victoria's Secret, really sexy ones that only my very broken heart would see. And I actually kind of chuckle thinking about how excited I was the first time I put on that electric orange pair and checked out my butt in them, because in that moment, I remember thinking, upgrade is the way forward for me. And not just in the external way, in the internal way as well. So now we're going to go ahead and fast forward just a couple of months to October of 2020, when I attended a week-long planning event and I was asked, what's your 2021 word going to be? And without hesitation, I said upgrade. But I knew that it was more than just for me. I knew that this is something that I wanted to share with the people that I'm here to support. You know, I fully believe in the messages of trust, patience, faith, and surrender. I know I'm beating surrender to death, but that is one that we so frequently get. But I also know from experience how hard it can be to understand how to do it and what that actually means. For me personally, upgrade was the answer because it shifted me from looking at the things I was being told to surrender to really taking a look at the things that I could have a healthy amount of control and choice around. It was exciting and I made it fun. So in 2021, I'm rolling out a new initiative within my monthly membership, the Wild Hearted Collective, called Upgrade Your Light in Life. You know, each month is going to continue to include the meditation, the pick a card, the guest light worker, the workbook, you know, and the Facebook group that we have so much fun in. But we're also including the word upgrade in. And each month we're going to take a different aspect of the human experience and consider where we can make these conscious choices, where we can make the choice or what choices we want to make to live a higher vibe life or live more aligned to the dream that we hold for ourselves. So to support members in making these conscious choices that support these upgrades, each month I'm including a set of self-inquiry questions combined with support that happens all month long in the Facebook group. And we're going to start with house one. So I did pair this word upgrade with the astrological house system. Why? Because we're light workers, mystics, and we love the stars. So with house one governs the physical body, identity and action, and how we uniquely express ourselves. I always do the work before I hand it over to anybody else to do. So I sat with some of the self-inquiry questions for house one, and I was really taken aback. And so you can actually get a little taste of this now and do this work with me right now. You know, you don't have to join the membership yet, but I think you're going to want to. So the first question that I really sat and tuned into was, how does my body currently feel? So just go ahead and take a second, breathe into that. How does your body currently feel? And just honor whatever response it is. My body came out and said, I feel really tired. I feel broken. I feel over it and burnt out. Okay, which is something that I wasn't anticipating or expecting. But as soon as I sat with it, I knew that it was the truthful response. Now, what is your body currently saying to you? So take that second and just breathe in and say, what are you currently saying to me? What are you currently telling me? And when I was doing this work, what my body said is, please stop creating so much and go ahead and treat yourself to some bread. So my body really wanted me to have a carb, which I had been depriving myself at the time. Okay, so whatever your response is, just trust it and sit with it for a second or longer than a second. And then third question that I sat with, although there were many more, is how would you like, or how would your body like for you to take care of it? So go ahead and drop in and just breathe into that question. How would you like for me to take care of you? My body responded, please rest, stretch, and repurpose. I expected my body to say, thank you so much for eating healthy, for lifting all the heavy things, and for moving me daily. But when I listened, I knew what it was saying was true and that the guidance it offered was essential. My body was feeling really broken, and my creative juices had stopped flowing easily. So I took the advice that was offered. I shut off my phone at 9 p.m. every night for a week. I swapped my intense either power walks or runs for 45 minutes of self-led yoga a couple of times a week. And I finally took a look at the repurpose system that I had actually created over the summer and started to implement it. Okay. Within just 4 days, I started to feel a significant difference. I had been struggling with some hip pain for a couple of months, and within maybe 2 or 3 days, it was completely gone. Within 2 weeks, I actually started to see a difference within myself. And these were simple upgrades, simple choices I made. I lost absolutely nothing by making these choices, and I gained so much, and I felt so much better. And the other thing I want to highlight is I didn't actually spend a dime. It didn't require me to add a ton of stuff, and it didn't ask of me to set and achieve a million different goals. So I want you to go ahead. You just sat and did some stuff for the inner body, or the inner body, for your body. Consider your overall life, because maybe your body's feeling good. Maybe you don't need to make an upgrade there just yet. But go ahead and tune in, breathing into yourself, breathing into your mind, your body, your soul. And consider how you might want to upgrade your life and light in 2021. And just go ahead, drop into your heart, and ask for just one simple thing to get you started in living a higher vibe, a more aligned life. And whatever you hear, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and see what happens when you follow it. See how your life gets better. Okay. And if you feel guided, if you feel up for sharing, you can drop your upgrade in the comments of the video. You can head over to Lightworkers Co-op over on Facebook and share it there. If you want more support and upgrades in your life, you can consider joining me in Wild Hearted Collective. It is a powerful group of women that come together to support one another in exploring their spiritual gifts, stepping into service, and doing their inner healing. You can find a link to join down in the video description. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much for being here, and love you. Bye.